What if they say, I get calls like this all the time and it's starting to piss me off? Hey, what's going on? So recently I got a comment from Mike, I'll probably put that up here somewhere, asking about a video for top 10 objections. And I thought that was a great idea, so I'm gonna do a video on that. Honestly, I couldn't think of 10 things that I consider objections. So what I put together here is more of like sticky points in the conversation. And it's kind of, you know, I was thinking about what does it mean to even get an objection when you're talking to somebody about buying their house? Because you have to remember, we're not really selling them anything. Like, we're not convincing anybody to sell us their house. It's more like what we're selling is that we can buy it. You're really selling them on you. You're not convincing them to sell their house. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna do this video on objections here, but I also wanted to do another video because I know that I'm probably gonna leave something out. So I want to do another video called, what do I say if the seller says X? And you insert whatever it is that, you know, if you're on the phone and a seller, you get a certain thing that you can't overcome and you're not sure what to say and you want some ideas, drop a comment on this video and say, hey, what do I say if the seller says, and then put in whatever you want, and I'll try to take, if I get enough of them, I'll take those and make a video on what I would say in those situations also. So let's get into these sticky points, but before I do, I want to mention something about the way that you say things. So it's not so much, a lot of this, it doesn't matter what you say as much as how you say something. I could say something in a particular way that someone might find funny. You might say the same words, and depending on your tone, it could be insulting or awkward, or vice versa. So it's all about the tone, and it's all about where you're at in the conversation, but these will at least give you ideas. All right, the first one is gonna be, you called me, what's your offer? This one is tough. It usually happens at the very beginning when you're cold calling somebody, or even if you get a text lead and you first call them back, they're gonna be like, well, you contacted me, what's the offer? And they're hard-nosed. Some of these people are like in your face types. So you wanna address their question, and then you wanna kinda flip it, right? So you have something that they want. They told you that they want an offer. So you just want to kind of hang that carrot out in front of them, right? So you're gonna say, well, it depends on the overall situation. You know, every offer that we present is custom for every situation. Do you have a couple minutes to chat about the property so I can get an offer started for you? Something like that. And what this does is it allows you to get into the condition of the property, which isn't super invasive stuff, right? You're not asking them, why do you need the money? Why are you thinking of selling just yet? You're asking them a condition question. It depends on the offer and the overall situation. On the offer, it depends on the condition and the overall situation. And then you can ask about the property and start that rapport building, and hopefully get more in with them, right? So that they get an opportunity to like you. Sticky point number 2 is gonna be, who are you? And I've heard different advice on this one. Again, this is gonna be whatever works for you. Some people say, never tell them that you're an investor, you know, right off the bat or whatever. I typically err on the side of just telling them how it is. So if someone says to me like, who are you? I usually just say something like, well, my name's Kyle. I'm actually an investor in the area. I'm actually looking for a property that, you know, might need some fixing up or something like that. I was kind of just wanting to see if you were interested in selling this one, right? And then they're gonna tell you like, oh, okay, yeah, he's an investor, his name's Kyle. They got that out of the way, you answered the question, and then you ask another question. So are you interested in selling this one? The third sticky point is gonna be, how'd you get my contact information, or how'd you get my phone number? So that one, again, just be transparent about it, you know? I usually say, oh, we actually gather contact information using a paid service online. Yeah, are you getting a lot of calls about the property? And, right? Easy. And it's all just about the tone. Just be casual about it. Even if they come at you like, well, how'd you get my contact info? Still just be chill, calm. Well, actually, we use a paid service online, our marketing, whatever, I already said it, right? This next one is gonna be a sticky point when it's, again, gonna be maybe close to the beginning of a call when they don't trust you and there's no rapport built yet, but they say something along the lines that gets them, you can tell they're upset, right? So this is, what if they say, I get calls like this all the time and it's starting to piss me off? Something like that, right? I usually acknowledge that. So I say something like, oh man, hey, you know, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to ruin your day or nothing like that. I know it's kind of out of the blue. You know, we're looking to buy a property over in that area. Again, I wasn't trying to bug you or anything like that, but I mean, are you selling this one by chance? Something like that, to kind of just diffuse it, let them know, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like bother you. We're just looking to buy over that area. Just wanted to see if you might be selling this one. Something like that. It's all, again, that's gonna be how you say it. If they're angry, you don't get angry. You calm it down a little bit, pump the brakes on it. Ah, man, I wasn't trying to upset you. That's not the business I'm in. We're just looking to buy a property, whatever, right? You get it. All right, this next sticky point is gonna be sticky point number 5, I believe, and it is going to be, I already got an offer for X on the property. This one is kind of like, whenever someone tells me this, I kind of take it like truth, but also there's a good chance that they're just full of it. They could have gotten offers, but like, you'll notice too, and hopefully you're not one of these, and if you are one of these wholesalers, stop it right now. But these people get a whole lot of phone calls, and they have people that say, I'll call you back with an offer, and they never call back. Or they make them an offer and then they never follow up. Or they were supposed to send me something, but they just never did. I hear this stuff all the time on the phone. So what you want to do, that gives, you know what that does? It gives people like you and me, I guess that'd be you and me, an opportunity to shine. We're gonna make an offer. We're gonna actually follow up with you. We're gonna send you over some paperwork. We're gonna nudge you to get this thing going. So if they say something like, I already got an offer for X for the property, I just always, like, it almost doesn't even matter what the offer was. I'm more curious, like, okay, so you're talking to some people, this is me thinking, right? I don't say this to them, but my thought process is like, all right, so you're already talking to people about selling your house. So my response is typically, oh, okay, I mean, that sounds like a pretty decent offer, why didn't you take it? Why didn't they take it? They kind of have to justify that. Well, I'm not really looking to sell, or the price was too low. Now you have some pricing information, or, I just didn't, I'm not ready, or whatever it is. And they almost have to, they're telling you their circumstance without you even having to ask. All you did was ask, why didn't you take the offer, right? They could just be mean about it or short about it and be like, well, I don't know, I just didn't want to take it. But most people aren't that way. If you're talking to them, most people, if you're nice on the phone, just be nice all the time, right? Professional and nice. They're gonna talk with you like a normal human being. The next one is you make your offer, right? You're like, here's our price, we'd be comfortable at this price. And they're gonna say, oh, that's too low. The next follow-up, like, a lot of people don't even know what to say. That is normal. When you make your offer, I think I covered this in like one of these last previous videos, but when you make an offer, no should be what you're expecting them to say. You know what I mean? You make an offer, it's low enough, you're looking for that. No, that's too low. Hopefully, because you wanted to make an offer so low that you can work your way up and it's still a deal. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to negotiate. So when they say, that's way too low, I just usually follow up with, I take a second. I don't act like I know no was coming, but no, that's way too low. Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, I mean, where would I need to be at, on this one? What price do I need to be at then? And if they haven't given you a price, this is perfect. Now you've already given a number. Now it's their turn. Socially, right? It is their turn to reciprocate. You gave an offer, they got to give an offer. And they could still be like, well, I don't know what my offer is, but that's just way too low, right? You could say, okay, so I mean, help me out. Like, where are you planning to sell it? Maybe you go back to a pain, so even if I did give you an offer that it turns out that you liked, I know you said you aren't sure what that is, would you even sell it? Like, help me out a little bit here. That's typically my response as soon as they reject an offer, which happens all the time. Then there is the dreaded, I'll have to think about it. And this one, so I'm not very consistent with this one in my response. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling about the person. But like, if it's, for instance, I think about it can come in a million different forms. I got to talk to my wife. Well, I'm not sure. I've got an appointment next week. Well, blah, 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 blah. Anything that they're doing to stall making a decision is, let me think about it. So I like to start this by saying, like, first off, never be confrontational, right? And you're just gonna say something along the lines like, okay, I completely understand. Honestly, can I just tell you though, in my experience, when someone tells me they need to think about it, it's usually a no, or there's something that I just missed, like something I didn't clarify, like maybe it's the timeline, maybe it's how does stuff work. Is there anything that I can clarify for you? No, and then it just depends on what they're gonna say, right? But you kind of want to take it back to, did I miss anything? Because if they have to think about it, maybe they have to think about it and they have a question they want to ask you, but they don't even know how to articulate it, you know? And you give them a couple examples and maybe they will say, well, yeah, you know, I was kind of wondering, and then they'll kind of say it, right? And if they still want to drag you out and say, you know, I do still just need a little bit of time, we always like to say something like, okay, well, I just want to let you know we got a couple properties that we're looking at over the next couple days. I can make this offer good for about 24 hours, but you know, if we might be buying those properties instead. I just can't guarantee we'll have an offer waiting for you when you're ready. You know, something like that, just to give them a little bit of a press, so that if they are truly interested, maybe they'll be like, okay, well, talk to me. You know what I mean? Or they'll think about something and then actually call you back. So that's gonna be it for this video. Those are 7 objections. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this in the future. It helps me out here on YouTube and it is greatly appreciated. If you want to check out any of the tools I use, any, you know, courses, anything I'm doing, down in the description, check that out. If you have any comments, like I said, drop a comment. If you have any, what do I say if the seller says this in the comments, and I will see you on the next video.